In the last lesson, you have seen how do I create this ellipse. So suppose I created this ellipse. Now I do not need this full ellipse. I need the partial ellipse. How do I do that? You may think you can do this by several ways. Like you can create one more line here and put a angle, your desired angle, and trim this thing. By this way you can make your partial ellipse, but there is another tools by which you can make the ellipse, this partial ellipse. Just beside this ellipse icon there is a drop down menu. You can get this partial ellipse tool from here. When I activate this thing, I have to follow the same procedure. Put the center point for the ellipse, then major axis, minor axis. When I define my major axis and minor axis, I have to define how much ellipse do I need, up to this point or up to this point. So by this way you can make the ellipse. I am doing this thing again. First the center point, major axis. When I put the minor axis, at that time I have to remember from which point I want to start my partial ellipse. Suppose I want to start somewhere around this point, so I have to click here, then I can do like this way. So by this way you can make this ellipse, and you can follow the same thing. For the center point, I can, if I put this in fixed, I can put the geometric relation fixed, and I put few dimension here. When I put this, you can see there is another point here. You cannot delete this point because this point is major axis and this point is minor axis. So this point is controlling this ellipse, so you cannot delete this thing. What you can do, you can change this angle. Suppose I can bring my angle up to here, and for this angle I can make one angle here. So by this way I can put the geometry relation and the dimension, and I can fully define this partial ellipse. So this is the good way to draw the partial ellipse by using this partial ellipse tool.